Hey everybody, welcome back to Tech Odyssey. So today I'm here with my unboxing video of the brand new iPhone 11 Pro. So I got mine in kind of late last night. UPS finally decided to show up about 7 o'clock at night. Last time I ordered one of these for delivery. But here you go. I have the 64 gigabyte green version. Comes with all the bells and whistles. The USB-C to Lightning charging cable. It's got the 18-watt charger and all the other wonderful stuff. But most importantly, the really cool phone. One improvement that I like here is all you have to do is just pull the little tab, so no knife needed. All you have to do is just pull the little tab on it and the plastic wrap comes right off. So here's an up close look at the box, and I like that they went with the black box with the Pro model versus the white one. Now here you go, the first look at the brand spanking new iPhone 11 Pro. I'm loving this green color. It's neat because it's matte, so this matte finish looks really good. And they've got the logo down there in the center. They got the 3 cameras, and it actually doesn't look that bad in person. I was very off-put by the design when they first announced it and all the leaks were coming out, but it's kind of started to grow on me a little bit. And now that I'm hearing great things about the camera, I'm a little bit more excited. So here's our first up-close look. It's still got the shiny sides on it. So we've got the nice gloss finish on the sides, the buttons there. They have been moved down just a little bit, and I'll show you that more here in a little bit. We've got the speaker port and the charging port down on the bottom, power button, and the SIM port over on the right-hand side. And then the overall finish on the phone just looks really nice. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and power this on and set it off to the side. There's a lot of dust on this, surprisingly. I don't know what they had going on back at their manufacturing plant, but there's a lot of dust on the whole thing. Here's a little card insert. The hello, it's got 2 little Apple stickers in here. We've got our SIM ejector tool, which I'm going to use here in a minute. And that's pretty much it. There's not a whole lot in there documentation wise. It does tell you about turning the phone on and some other things, but there's really not a whole lot in there documentation wise. Here we have the EarPods. So Apple is still kind enough to include a set of earphones in here, albeit the wired version, which is fine for most people, I think. I mean, I've got a set of AirPods already, so it doesn't really matter. But here we go with the USB-C to Lightning charging port cable. It's still not a very long cable, but you can see there, USB-C. It plugs into the charging adapter, which they did decide to go ahead and change with the Pro model. So USB-C to Lightning charging port. I don't really know why they did that, but I guess they felt like they needed to. And then we're up to 5 volt, 3 amps on the charger. So you get full 18 watts of charging power, which is going to get you recharged quick, fast, and in a hurry. And that's one thing that I'm happy about with the expanded charging capabilities of the new iPhone Pro models. Now, I do kind of wish I went with the larger phone sometimes, but still having this 5.8-inch screen on here, it is very easy for one-handed use. So I'm not too heartbroken about it. Go ahead and take the SIM card out of here. Now, I am going to have an appearance from my iPhone XS. So, ta-da! So I'm going to take my SIM card out of here and put it over in the new iPhone 11 Pro and do some side-by-side comparison stuff here, just so you can see a little bit of the changes and the differences between the XS and the 11 Pro from last year to this year. And the SIM card installation process is exactly the same, so there's not a whole lot going on here. You just get to watch me fumble with my little nano SIM and try and get it in the tray so I can get it inserted into the phone, because of course you have to have the SIM card in there so you can register the device and get it all set up. But at face value, you can see here they pretty much look identical till you turn them over on the back. So you've got the nice matte finish. The Apple logo is moved further down, and then of course you've got the 3 camera array instead of the dual camera setup. They removed the iPhone branding, so you don't see the iPhone word on the back anymore. And they're saying that the 11 Pro is supposed to be a little bit more thick and a little bit heavier than the XS. Maybe just a hair. I mean, it doesn't really feel too much heavier. I mean, there's not a whole lot to it, so nothing really to worry about there. You can see the buttons have been moved down just a tiny, tiny bit. The bottom still looks identical, not a whole lot there. Maybe it does look a little bit more thick. And then, you know, comparing them side by side here, see the iPhone 11 Pro, the buttons move down just a skosh over where they were with the XS. And I guess they did that for ergonomics. Maybe it makes it a little bit easier. And it does feel like the little mute switch might be a little bit thinner. I have to look at that a little bit more, but it works perfectly fine. But I really like the way that it looks. And, sometimes this green model can look more gray, especially with the matte finish on it. But when you put it next to the gold one or you put it next to some other colors, you can definitely see that it is green. And I do like that. I like that it's subtle. It's not something that's just loud and blast out and the whole world's like, oh, that's a emerald green iPhone. It kind of fluctuates between that matte green with like a olive drab kind of color to it sometimes, but I think it still has a little bit more green notes in it than the brown. But overall, I do like the way that it looks. Can't really see a whole lot of a difference with the screen. I mean, it's supposed to be a little bit brighter. I think it's supposed to be rocking up between around 800 nits. It can get up to like 1200, but with like max brightness and all that other crazy stuff. It's undeniable that the OLED screens on the iPhones are super, super bright. And if you've ever woke up in the middle of the night and don't have the blue light stuff on there, then you can tell whenever it's blinding you trying to see what time it is at 2 o'clock in the morning. But overall, I think that the design choices are going to be okay. And I think that was some concerns that I had and other people had in the beginning. But here, side by side, I think it does look a little bit more modern, especially with the little circle cameras and all. But I think it looks good. So that's all I've got. If you got any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down in the comment section. I'll get back with you. And as always, I'll see you guys next time.